Well, how is it going, guys? So it's almost end of April, right? It's middle of April when I'm filming this video. Just get back from office, so it's 7:30-ish, but the day is getting longer because of the summertime, time zone change, which is awesome. But I wanted to talk to you guys. How was the winter in Germany, especially in Munich? When it comes to weather in Germany is a pretty big country, so weather in Berlin and Munich is quite different. I spent 2 weeks in Berlin in the beginning, but this year in January actually, and I saw the sun only twice, 2 days out of 2 weeks. But whereas in Munich, it was either sunny or it was either snowing, and it wasn't raining at all. So compare that with Vancouver winter weather. Vancouver was a little more like overcast, gray, rainy, and depressing, kind of like Berlin and London. Whereas Munich, it was kind of cold, like 3 degree, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 degree, but it was nice because I see blue sky, sun, and I get kind of like, uplifting mood from just the weather. So weather-wise, it's been nice. Last week it snowed once, and that was like first time in a month or a month and a half. So that's how much it snowed so far in Munich this winter. And it's almost April. I mean it's almost spring / summer is coming next month, May. So I'm super excited about, better weather, temperature, sunny, more sunshine hours. And some of my coworkers have been kind of influenced by hay fever or allergy. And speaking about allergy, I had one of the worst allergies in Japan. I couldn't even open my eyes and stay still and look straight one time because I was having, I was almost like crying, eye drop. It was so itchy, and it's so satisfying to, scratch your eyes, right? But at the same time, more you scratch, then more reactions your body's gonna have. So basically, I was not pleasant. I was not that winter, like this time, like a cherry blossom was like last month in Japan, but cherry blossom springtime wasn't pleasant at all. I was sneezing. I had a stuffed nose all the time. I couldn't sleep because my nose was stuffed, and I couldn't walk around outside without wearing the surgical mask because I sneezed, right? And then running nose, and also my eyes were itchy. So that's how bad I had allergy in Japan. But here in Munich, like I have no single symptoms whatsoever. Me reacting to my body, reacting to allergy. But my coworkers have been like, like sneezing, like having the itchy eyes and whatnot. So I guess maybe it's a different allergy. So for me though, even in Vancouver, Canada, I didn't have any allergic reactions in springtime. I had a little bit in February and October. I think October was like a pine tree allergy, but overall, like me, coming from super reactive body, like I was so reactive to like dust, even cats, even right now. I like cats, but like if I stay with the cats too long, then I start sneezing and all that body reaction, like itchiness in my body. It's not good. But it's been pretty pleasant this spring. It's been, but speaking of the spring, like last month I was away from Germany for two weeks. So, I did have an escape from a cold winter time from Europe to Southeast Asia. So I feel like winter went by pretty fast. I think the coldest one was like January and February. January 2 weeks in Berlin, pretty cold. February and December as well. December was sometime it was like -7, -5, but I was turning the heater on to the max temperature, so it was fine at all. And speaking of the temperature in the winter time in Europe, we have this heating system. I can show you guys here. This using a water. It's I think a centralized, especially in apartments like my apartment right now. It's central heating, so basically hot water is going through all the rooms, so it's easy to get that heating in your room. Whereas in Japan, either you need to buy an air conditioner, the one that you attach on the ceiling for the summer and winter, or you need to buy a stove, either electronic stove or gas stove. And how Japanese houses are built is quite different from the ones houses like apartments you see here in Europe. It's because in Japan, summertime it's super humid, super duper humid. In the winter times, kind of windy, cold, chilly. So they don't have a double layered window like here because summertime is too hot. So windows pretty thin, walls pretty thin as well. So I remember I was living in my old house, like current house, when I was in high school, and then the window was closed, but there was like a gap, and then I can feel the wind is coming through the little gap in the window, and I felt freezing. It was freezing, even in Japan at 3 to 5 degree. Whereas here, 3 to 5 degree means nothing because inside the room it's pretty warm. It's a nice heating system, so we are protected. So this is not just coming from my experience, but my friends have also told me, oh yeah, like winter experience, like life experience in winter wise, you feel much more colder in Japan than in Europe or in Canada. Canada heating system is pretty good. They have like furnace and then central heating. Although they need to pay like $300, $200 for the heating. It's pretty expensive. Whereas if you live in an apartment and heating is part of the rent, then you don't need to pay so much money for heating, which is nice. I don't need to pay extra for heating. So heating is kind of inclusive to the rent. So I don't need to pay crazy $200 bill every single month, which is kind of good. And summer is coming. So I remember today is April 16ish. I can't quite remember the date, but I remember I came here in the middle of May last year, meaning that a month from now, it's gonna be 1 year since I came to Germany. It's crazy to think like that, because 4 months ago, it was just a New Year's Eve, January. And I remember last December, I traveled to London for work. So it's so crazy to think it's been almost 1 year since in Germany. And I remember once I came to Germany in the middle of May, it was like so hot. It was like heat wave. It was like heat wave hitting here. And I was like walking around city center, and the city center was all paved near Central Station, Hoppanhof. So I was walking around, and then it was t-shirts, but sun was so strong, and also heat deflecting back from the ground was so strong that I was like almost like losing the water in my body. It was like dried up kind of thing. So can't quite imagine today's temperature, which is like 5 degrees, 6 degrees, to be 27 next month, because I remember end of May last year, I remember the temperature was 27, 28. I think even had a 33 degree in June. But anyways, so that's about it, guys. I personally prefer autumn and a fall season throughout the year. If I had to pick a best, one of my favorite season in the year, it's because springtime, I've suffered from allergic reaction in Japan every single year. I don't have a good memory in the springtime, even if cherry blossoms is beautiful. In the summertime in Japan, it's like super duper humid, and it's actually rainy season, a lot of typhoon, hurricane kind of stuff in Japan, same as in Asia. So it's not, and then it's like a 35 degree, right? And then super humid. So you need to have AC on for sure. Otherwise you can't sleep. You're gonna die inside room. And if you have AC on and if you get out, your body temperature is kind of messed up. So I remember going to the store and I was freezing because all the offices and the grocery stores and all the stores have AC on, like full blasting AC. So my body was so messed up that I was feeling cold even if I was outside, because I just came back from indoor. In the summertime, it's humid and you need to take shower twice a day. Whereas for autumn season in Japan, it's a dry 25-degree, blue sky, no rain. It's a dry season, so autumn leaves are beautiful. One of the best seasons. So I'm planning to go back to Japan this late September or beginning of October-ish. I'm gonna leave Germany during the Oktoberfest because I have no interest in beer. So that's it. Springtime in Germany, especially Munich, don't compare this to, don't think Munich weather is same as Berlin. It's quite different. I have been pretty comfy with this weather. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know about Munich winter weather. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.